Number 1. Why ELCB cannot work if neutral input of ELCB does not connect to ground? अगर ELCB का न्यूट्रल इनपुट जमीन से नहीं जुड़ता है तो ELCB काम क्यों नहीं करता है? An earth leakage circuit breaker, ELCB for short, was the first name given to what is now called as ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI. The early original type of ELCB was designed only to detect a current flowing in the safety ground or earth wire. ELCB is used to detect earth leakage fault. Once the phase and the neutral are connected in an ELCB, the current will flow through phase and that same current will have to return neutral, so resultant current is zero. Once there is a ground fault in the load side, current from phase will directly pass through earth and it will not return through neutral through ELCB. That means one side current is going and not returning, and hence because of this difference in current, ELCB will trip and it will safeguard other circuits from faulty loads. If the neutral is not grounded fault, current will definitely high and that full fault current will come back through ELCB and there will be no difference in current. Number 2. What is the difference between MCB and MCCB where it can be used? MCB और MCCB के बीच क्या अंतर है? इसका उपयोग कहाँ किया जा सकता है? MCB is a miniature circuit breaker which is thermal operated and used for short circuit protection in small current rating circuit. Normally it is used where normal current is less than 100 amps. MCCB molded case circuit breaker and is thermal operated for our load current and magnetic operation for instant trip in short circuit condition. Under voltage and under frequency may be inbuilt. Normally it is used where normal current is more than 100 amps. Number 3. Why in a 3-pin plug the earth pin is thicker and longer than the other pins? क्यों 3 पिन प्लग में अर्थ पिन अन्य पिनों से मोटा और लंबा क्यों होता है? It depends upon R is equal to resistivity into length by area, where area is inversely proportional to resistance R. So if area A increases, R decreases, and if R is less than the leakage current will take low resistance path, so the earth pin should be thicker. It is longer because the first to make connection and last to disconnect should be earth pin. This assures safety for the person who uses the electrical instrument. Number 4. Why delta star transformers are used for lighting loads? डेल्टा स्टार ट्रांसफार्मर का उपयोग लाइटिंग के लिए क्यों किया जाता है? For lighting loads, neutral conductor is must, and hence the secondary must be star winding, and this lighting load is always unbalanced in all 3 phases. To minimize the current unbalance in the primary, we use delta winding in the primary. So, delta transformer is used for lighting loads. Number 5. What are the advantages of star delta starter in the induction motor? इंडक्शन मोटर के साथ स्टार डेल्टा स्टारर के क्या फायदे हैं? The main advantage of using the star delta starter is the reduction of current during the starting of the motor. Starting current is reduced to 3 to 4 times of current of direct online starting. Hence, the starting current is reduced. The voltage drops during the starting of motor in systems are reduced. Number 6. What is meant by regenerative braking? Regenerative braking क्या है? When the supply is cut off for a running motor, it still continues running due to inertia. In order to stop it quickly, we place a load resistor across the armature winding, and the motor should have maintained continuous field supply so that back EMF voltage is made to apply across the resistor, and due to load, the motor stops quickly. This type of braking is called as regenerative braking. Number 7. When voltage increases, then current also increases. Then why we need over voltage relay and over current relay? Can we measure over voltage and over current by measuring current only? जब वोल्टेज बढ़ता है तो करंट भी बढ़ता है, तो फिर हमें वोल्टेज रिले और करंट रिले की आवश्यकता क्यों होती है? क्या हम केवल करंट को मापकर वोल्टेज और करंट को माप सकते हैं? No, we cannot sense the over voltage by just measuring the current only, because the current increases not only for over voltages but also for under voltage, as most of the loads are non-linear in nature. So the over voltage protection and over current protection are completely different. Over voltage relay meant for sensing over voltages and protect the system from insulation, breakdown and firing. Over current relay meant for sensing any internal short circuit or overload condition, earth fault, thereby reducing the system failure and risk of fire. So for a better protection of the system, it should have both over voltage and over current relay. Number 8. If one lamp connects between two phases, it will glow or not. यदि एक बल्ब को दो फेज के बीच जोड़ता है तो लाइट चमक जाएगा या नहीं? If the voltage between the two phases is equal to the lamp voltage, then lamp will glow. When the voltage difference is big, it will damage the lamp, and when the difference is smaller, the lamp will glow depending on the type of lamp. What are HRC fuses and where it is used? HRC fuse क्या है और इसका उपयोग कहाँ किया जाता है? HRC stands for High Rupturing Capacity Fuse, and it is used in distribution system for electrical transformers. Number 10. Mention the methods for starting an induction motor. इंडक्शन मोटर शुरू करने के लिए विभिन्न तरीके क्या है? The different methods of starting an induction motor: DOL, direct online starter, star delta starter, auto transformer starter, resistance starter, series reactor starter. Number 11. What is the difference between earth resistance and earth electrode resistance? पृथ्वी प्रतिरोध और पृथ्वी इलेक्ट्रोड प्रतिरोध के बीच अंतर क्या है? Only one of the terminals is evident in earth resistance. In order to find the second terminal, we should recourse to its definition. Earth resistance is the resistance existing between the electrical accessible part of a buried electrode and another point of the earth which is far away. The resistance of the electrode has the following components: A. The resistance of the metal and that of the connection to it. The contact resistance of the surrounding earth to the electrode. Number 12. Why most of analog output devices having output range 4 to 20 milliamps and not 0 to 20 milliamps? क्यों अधिकांश एनालॉग आउटपुट उपकरणों में आउटपुट रेंज 4 से 20 मिलियम्स होता है, 0 से 20 मिलियम्स नहीं? 4 to 20 milliamps is a standard range used to indicate measured values for any process. The reason that 4 milliamps is chosen instead of 0 milliamps is for fail-safe operation. For example, a pressure instrument gives output 4 milliamps to indicate 0 psi up to 20 milliamps to indicate 100 psi or full scale. Due to any problem in instrument, that is broken wire, its output reduces to 0 milliamps. So if range is 0 to 20 milliamps, then we can differentiate whether it is due to broken wire or due to 0 psi. Number 13. Two bulbs of 100 volts and 40 volts respectively connected in series across a 230 volt supply, which bulb will glow bright and why? 100 वोल्ट्स और 40 वोल्ट्स के दो बल्ब सीरीज में 230 वोल्ट्स के लाइन में जुड़े होंगे, कौन सा बल्ब चमकेगा और क्यों? Since two bulbs are in series, they will get equal amount of electrical current, but as the supply voltage is constant across the bulb, P is equal to V2 bar R. So the resistance of 40 volts bulb is greater and voltage across 40 volts is more. V is equal to IR, so 40 volts bulb will glow brighter. Number 14. What happen if we give 220 volts DC supply to bulb or tube light? यदि हम बल्ब या ट्यूबलाइट को 220 वोल्ट DC सप्लाई देते हैं तो क्या होगा? Bulbs or devices for AC are designed to operate such that it offers high impedance to AC supply. Normally, they have low resistance. When DC supply is applied due to low resistance, the current to the lamp would be so high that it may damage the bulb element. Number 15. What is meant by knee point voltage? Knee point voltage से क्या मतलब है? Knee point voltage is calculated for electrical current transformers and is very important factor to choose a CT. It is the voltage at which a CT gets saturated. What is reverse power relay? Reverse power relay क्या है? Reverse power flow relay are used in generating stations protection. A generating station is supposed to feed power to the grid, and in case generating units are off, there is no generation in the plant, then plant may be taken power from grid. To stop the flow of power from grid to generator, we use reverse power delay. Number 17. What will happen if DC supply is given on the primary of a transformer? यदि प्राइमरी ट्रांसफार्मर के प्राथमिक पर डीसी सप्लाई दी जाती है तो क्या होगा? Mainly, transformer has high inductance and low resistance. In case of DC supply, there is no inductance, only resistance will act in the electrical circuit. So, high electrical current will flow through primary side of the transformer. So, for this reason, coil and insulation will burn out. When AC current flow to primary winding, it induced alternating flux which also linked to secondary winding. So secondary current flow in secondary winding according to primary current. Secondary current also induced EMF, back EMF in secondary winding, which oppose induced EMF of primary winding and thus control primary current also. If DC current applied to primary winding, then alternating flux is not produced, so no secondary EMF induced in secondary winding, so primary current may go high and burn transformer winding. Number 18. Difference between Megger and contact resistance meter. Megger और contact resistance meter के बीच में अंतर क्या है? Megger is used to measure cable resistance, conductor continuity, phase identification, whereas contact resistance meter used to measure low resistance like relays, contactors. 19. When do we connect the capacitor bank in series? हम series में capacitor bank को कब जोड़ते हैं? We connect capacitor bank in series to improve the voltage provided at the load end. In transmission line, there is considerable voltage drop along the transmission line due to impedance of the line. So in order to bring the voltage at the load terminal within its limits, that is positive or negative 6% of the rated terminal voltage, the capacitor bank is used in series. Number 20. What is diversity factor in electrical installation? विद्युत प्रतिष्ठानों में डाइवर्सिटी फैक्टर क्या है? Diversity factor is the ratio of the sum of the individual maximum demands of the various subdivisions of a system, a part of a system, to the maximum demand of the whole system or a part of the system under consideration. Diversity factor is usually more than 1.